Welcome to Fantasy Book Recommendations for your favorite dessert. I'm definitely not including everyone's favorite dessert. These are just the ones that came to mind. But feel free to stick around to see if your favorite dessert is on the list today. If this is not what you were looking for, by all means, keep looking. But I have a feeling that this is exactly the content that you were looking for. Please stick around to see if your favorite fantasy book or your favorite dessert get a shout out. I really don't know how many there are in this list. I don't know. We'll just go until I get tired. I tried really hard to just have one pairing for each dessert. Sometimes I was successful, sometimes I wasn't. Oh well. So this pairing has been curated based on vibes, flavor, and the emotional aftertaste. Without further ado, let's get going on this curated list of dessert pairings. So the first dessert on the list is chocolate lava cake. Now, if anyone has ever had this, my God, it's elegant on the outside, but the moment you cut into it, it breaks and it's like just decadent, molten, rich. It sometimes can be unexpectedly dark, but it is definitely meant to be savored slowly. So my pick for this book is Piranesi by Susanna Clark. No shocker there. I thoroughly enjoyed this book. It is quiet, mysterious. It's not what it comes across as on the outside, similar to the chocolate lava cake. It has a very dreamlike exterior, but the moment you start unraveling it, it really unfolds into this beautiful story of identity and reality and our perception of our environment and how we interact with it. So that's my pick for chocolate lava cake. The next on the list is creme brulee for all of my French enthusiasts. This is a delicious dessert, smooth and refined custard beneath a crisp, glassy shell that usually needs to be cracked. Sometimes it cracks beautifully. Other times there's pieces. It's classic, controlled, deceptively simple, but deeply luxurious. And for this one, I cheated a little bit and I included the Farseer trilogy. That's my pick, all right? It's by Robin Hobb. It comes off as this very classic, simple story of a bastard child that is helping the throne and the lineage while battling, evil wrongdoers in the realm. However, there's a lot of complexity to it with politics, assassins, psychic bonds, and magic systems with animals, lots of other side characters, tons of loyalty and longing. It just felt just fitting, for creme brulee. The next one, the third one on the list is, we've all had these and long for these. It is chocolate chip cookies. They're warm, nostalgic. The smell brings us back to our childhoods usually. And honestly, I don't know anybody who is able to resist them. And honestly, if you know them, it can't be good. All right. So yes. And for such a nostalgic, comforting dessert, I only had one recommendation, and that is Harry Potter. It just brings me right back to my childhood, honestly, every time I crack open that book, whether it's the friendships, the school vibes, or the fact that I actually grew up with Harry Potter. Needless to say, this is the perfect pairing for chocolate chip cookies. The next, oh gosh, I've already lost count. Are we on the fourth one? Yes, we are. We're looking at donuts. It can be glazed, although while glazed is my personal favorite, it can be any donuts really that you're excited about. Donuts of all shapes and sizes. The dessert vibe is usually very sweet, addictive, impossible to stop at one, and definitely not subtle. The glazed sugary rush that you get from donuts, it's unmatched. So the book pairing that I chose for this is the Red Rising series by Pierce Brown. The stakes are high, but the series is consumed almost as fast as all these sugary donuts. You can't really just start one and stop. You have to continue. Each sentence in this amazing series moves a plot forward. There's really no downtime for you to even consider picking up another fantasy book. You are kind of locked and loaded. Very similar to that one time that I went to Krispy Kreme and came home without any donuts because I inhaled all of them in the car. Yeah, don't tell mom. Now that brings us to the next dessert, and this is a bit of a twist. So recently my favorite drink has turned into a matcha. Matcha of any kind. It doesn't have to be a latte. It can be just straight matcha tea. It could also be, in the theme of this video, a matcha cheesecake, if you will. But I love all things flavored matcha at this point. And really, when I think of matcha, I feel that earthy, balanced sweetness, complex flavors. Usually it's for a more mature audience than the typical, younger crowd. A lot of people say it's an acquired taste because it's so vegetal and earthy, but I somehow just loved its history and just complex nature. So my pick for the book recommendation would be, and I cheated again, The Greenbone Saga. Now, it is a trilogy, but just the idea of crime families, political maneuvering, the way the power is inherited, the inherent nature of jade, of course, the fact that it's green, the cultural, ceremonial aspects of the entire fantasy world. It just felt fitting, It's sharp, layered, morally complex, with lots of emotional weight. It fits the matcha theme, I would say. And so that brings us to the next one. Strawberries dipped in dark chocolate. The vibes are romantic, lush, elegant, some sweetness wrapped in some bitterness, sensual but slightly dangerous. And now I just couldn't choose just one. Okay. So I have a twofer here. My picks are Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier and Carmilla by J. Sheridan Le Fanu. Now, those of you who know, if you know, you know. Rebecca and Carmilla both actually encompass this gothic atmosphere. While Rebecca centers around Manderley, which is this massive household estate, if you will, as the main character kind of navigates through it. There's tons of obsession, jealousy, lots of gothic atmosphere, psychological tension, just shadows lurking and hanging around the corner, very decadent and definitely lush and romantic. And Carmilla is centered somewhat around vampires. It's one of the earliest vampire tales known to humans, actually. It is intimate, eerie, and it's steeped in dark romance, lots of tension between young women. It just fits strawberries and chocolate, yes, give both of them a try. Black Forest Cake is the next one. So the dessert vibe, I would say, is chocolate upon chocolate upon chocolate. Sometimes it does have some cherries, and a touch of darkness, of course, with all that chocolate. So it's rich but playful, dramatic but not heavy. And I have never seen a Black Forest cake take itself too seriously. So for me, the book pairing is Mort by Terry Pratchett all the way. And honestly, anything by Terry Pratchett would be fitting, but Mort is really where it's at. And Mort is just this short story, which is just hilarious. It does kind of bring you to think about little things, but very, very quick, very balanced, absurdly humorous. And really just doesn't take itself too seriously, It's lighthearted. And then the last dessert, not sure if you guys are ready, but it's here. It is tiramisu. And I would argue that this is by far my favorite dessert. I'm about to try a matcha tiramisu in the near future. I hope I like it. I don't know why I wouldn't. Anyway, getting back to this video here. So the tiramisu is layered, sophisticated, sometimes can be bitter due to the coffee, but ultimately it is deeply satisfying. Now, the book pairing for this is Mistborn, Era 1 by Brandon Sanderson. It is meticulously constructed magic system, layered political rebellion, and a crew of specialists pulling off the impossible. The structure of it just screams tiramisu all the way. And the fact that Brandon Sanderson can pull off this elegant heist screams satisfaction all the way. Rich in payoff. It is the book that got me started on Brandon Sanderson, and honestly, it made me a fan. So let me know if I skipped your favorite dessert, or if any of these pairings don't feel optimal to you. Please be kind and please do all the things, like, subscribe, all of the things. But either way, thank you so much for sticking along, and I hope you give some of these recs a try. Good night.